Hello, everyone, and welcome to Frontier Unlocked, our monthly magazine show. We talk about all the news from our Frontier games. I'm Arthur, one of the team here at Frontier, and the wonderful, wonderful Chantel.
Hello, hello, hello.
So we have got a jam-packed show.
I feel like we say this every time.
I know, but we have. We've had so far. This is 10 shows, 10 jam-packed shows so far, and this is no different. So we've got lots to talk about today. Obviously, we've got the wonderful, wonderful Planet Coaster 2. We've got some wonderful guests on for that. It's coming out in 7 days. 7 days this game arrives. I can't wait. It's very exciting. It's a bit surreal to be this close and being like this time next week the game will be out. You'll be playing it. So we've got some news on Planet Coaster 2, which is great.
Yes.
You're going to sit down with, not sitting anyway, yourself.
I'll be sat.
You'll be sat here on a seat and you'll be talking about Planet Zoo.
Yes.
Some news for Zoo, right?
Yeah, Planet Zoo news. And then who else do we have?
Well, we might have a little visit from young Zach. I think stop calling him young. He is young. He's the young. Well, no, you're the youngest now. Unlucky Zach. I'll be sitting down with old man Zach to talk a bit about Elite Dangerous. I say a lot about Elite Dangerous. But before all of that starts, we've got to do some housekeeping. So we have got Twitch drops.
Yes, so we have our lovely Twitch drops here. It is the Nocturnal Witch here. It is for the Python and for the Asp Explorer. And so to get hold of these beautiful drops here, you just need to watch the stream for 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Stick around for 20 minutes.
Easy peasy.
To get those.
So yeah, all you need to do is watch the stream for 20 minutes, and they're actually really cool paint jobs are yours. So it's simple as that. Not only that, we've got a competition. So you'll be pleased to know, chat. Sorry about last month. The robot gave up. But this month we have flogged the robot to death, and we've got a new robot, and it's working. So the competition will work, and we have loads of stuff. We've got a Planet Zoo press kit we give away. It's got a really cool water bottle on it. We've got the standard water bottle. We've got a cap. We've got a beanie. We've got a mechanical keyboard. We've got a vinyl. We've got a Corsair headset, and all this can be won later on. You just need to stand by, and so we'll tell you how you're going to win it.
We'll talk about it a little bit.
As we always do. Emotes?
Yes, so last month we showed a couple of the emotes. They are now all available, so everyone in chat, if you feel like using any of them, we have all 5 of them available for you now.
Yeah, I can see, we could obviously see chat, so you should probably say hello to it. There's a lot of commanders in, there's a lot of people there here for Planet Coaster News. Yes, I was going to say, please show me some of the, yeah, we go, there's loads of, yes, a lot of Queen Splash, a lot of King Coaster. Really pleased to go, yes, there's loads, yes. Is there, well, yeah.
So okay. Yeah, Twitch only, but they are all there for you, ready to use if you would like to. And of course, we want to thank the mods for being here.
As always, yes, we couldn't do this without you. I know you're in the chat and you're working tirelessly, as you do, and have done for every single show. Chantel, is that all the housekeeping complete?
As far as I think, yeah.
Right, okay, cool. Right, we've got a lot to get through. So what we're going to do, so allow us to do the magic of transitioning people on and off the show, we're going to play you a trailer, which is the wonderful pre-order trailer for Planet Coaster 2, releasing next week, November 6th. And whilst that plays, Chantel will magically disappear. And somebody else will arrive on the sofa. So Adam, roll that trailer, please. There we go. And as you can see, chat, wonderful trailer, but equally wonderfully, Chantel has materialised into two beings. Welcome back, you magnificent people. So I have the wonderful Rich and Adam back. So for those of you who haven't witnessed your magnificence on our previous streams, or well, yeah, I do try, or on either of the previous deep dives, can you introduce yourselves and let us know who you are and what do you do?
Hi everyone, I'm Rich Newbold. I'm the game director on Planet Coaster 2, and my job is to identify the features and the content in the game, what the game's going to be, and I work with the team to prioritise that and bring it to life from the creative side.
And I am Adam Woods. I'm senior executive producer, and whilst Rich is the sort of what and why about the game, I'm the how and when. How are we going to get it made, and when are we going to do it for, and making sure the team have got all the things they need to really express their expertise and skills into the game, and ultimately get it into the players' hands
in 7 days' time.
Pretty soon.
I said at the start, it's pretty surreal. It must feel weird now, like it's we're this close, right? That we are this time next week is out, right? And people are playing it. So you must be excited, but you also must be terrified.
I can't wait. Absolutely, it's equal things. I can't wait for it. It never gets old. I've done this quite a few times now in my career. I've been very lucky to be part of many games. But it never goes away, that excitement of like, oh, crikey.
Well, look, we're nearly there. Soon. We're nearly there. So thank you very much. I know it's busy times, but I know we want to go through some stuff, some fun stuff today. So we've got a lot to cover off. So chat, this is actually been quite exciting and something I think no one's ever done before for what we're going to get on. Let me get into it. First off, we're going to show a water park. I think we're going to look at a water park. And then we're going to cover off some questions that have been coming in.
Yep.
And then we're going to do something that I personally don't think has ever been done before. So you may have watched, chat, some of the deep dive assets we've put out. We've done 3 so far, right? I say we, it's the royal we. You have done 3 so far. We're going to do deep dive number 4, but we're going to do it live, and we're also going to involve chat in deep dive number 4 because it involves, we're talking about how the franchise mode works and stuff like that. So we're going to collaborate a little bit with our chat to help us out and finish off an asset in the game, which is super exciting, super cool. And we'll have another guest. We're gonna do something really cool, like very 1980s. We're gonna zoom in upstairs somewhere to someone else in the building, which I'm so excited for.
Absolutely.
As long as it works, chat. But still, let's get cracking into the water park, shall we? So Rich, or Adam, do you want to start us off with this?
Yeah. So one of the questions we've been getting through development recently, when we've been doing a lot of interviews and listening to the community, is can I build a water park in Planet Coaster 2 by itself? Can I build just a self-functioning water park without roller coasters, without flat rides? So we thought we'd come down here and show you guys the game, show a water park in action, and just show you some of the maybe some features that you guys might not be aware of to show it, and just some of the amazing stuff we've been working on as we get close to launch. And
it's a very good opportunity to, on a live stream, judge our CEO park, because this is a park that was built by Johnny Watts. He's he's got a very long, rich history in these games, going all the way back to RCT3, and he's very passionate about this water park. And I said, I'm going to take it from you, Johnny. I'm going to judge it live on a stream. So I'm playing with my job here as well.
Good.
Why not,
this may be the last time we see you, Adam. So I'm going to really enjoy this part of the stream.
These streams. Thank you very much for having me.
I mean, look. Do you know what? I know he's the boss in that, but I tell you, in a dreary, cold autumn day, it's so nice to see something that's so. Where's summer gone? But it's here. It's right here. So sorry, Cameron. Show us.
I think the first thing that I sort of look at for a park is its layout, because I have a way I lay a park out, and I think it's kind of an authentic way. I think it's authentic anyway. Certainly the experiences I've had with parks, where your entrance is normally laid out with some shops and amenities at the beginning, and that's what he's got here. He's already got lots of guests in there, so that's nice. He's got a little central hub with some amenities as well in the shops. Keep that money rolling in. It is sandbox, but for the career mode, you also want to think about that. But then he's got some bigger rides out the back. He's got some sort of racing style flumes with runoffs rather than pools at the back. And I think that's nice because that helps drag or sort of move guests through the park. They don't
that Venus flytrap thing really catches your eye as you come in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that pushes people out to the back of that park there, and then there's some pools and stuff. So it's quite a nice layout in terms of moving guests around and whatnot.
a couple of things just as you're going through that. Someone's very kindly said you're playing career mode on hardcore at the moment by judging Johnny's park, which I thought was a funny comment. And also, I think we mentioned this earlier when we looked at this, but obviously having the toilets at the start of the park for a parent is a necessity.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If you've ever been to a theme park with kids, it's the first thing because they've always forgotten to go before you go.
Yeah.
No matter how much
I tell them if they're watching. And the other thing, he although in sandbox mode, as I was saying before, you can turn these things off, such as the water and power supply, and have a full kind of creative feeling if you want to. Johnny, with maybe an idea of liking to manage the minutiae of everything.
He's got a little bit of management experience, so it doesn't surprise me. He's turned it all on.
He's still kept power and water, so he's got his nice power sort of section at the back of the park here, or towards the front. But it's accessed only by a staff path, so guests can't get down there. And he's also taken into account that they don't have a good scenery rating because we don't want to see that when we're in a park. We don't want to see the facility side of it. So that's part of the challenge and the balance of making sure that that's sort of well hidden with some scenery. And that's what he's done with the nice scenery section around here as well.
Yeah. And sorry, you better.
I was going to say, yeah, the balance of the scenery and the infrastructure. The infrastructure is going to have that negative scenery score. It's not appealing. No one wants to go to a theme park to see power generator chugging away. So you need to then dress it up with scenery to offset that. And what Johnny's done really well is he's put the distributors, the infrastructure, sharing it out so that your rides and your flumes might have the power or the water filters they need. He's put those inside trees and hidden them away and dressed them up in a nice way as well. So,
because you don't need your mechanics to access them.
Yeah.
So that's okay. But you do need them to access the generators because they need the maintenance.
Yeah.
So you have to balance that off. So I would say it's a strong 9.5 out of 10 so far. I mean, the game's obviously clearly rating it
rated as a
itself.
5.
I mean, it's a 5-star.
So
right?
it's a 5-star. So
rating.
maybe I should have given it a 10. But
I mean,
I like to live on the edge.
I mean, I would have.
I like to live on the edge.
Look, he's travelling home, right? He's travelling. You're safe for at least an hour. But yeah, look, it's a 5-star rating. Sorry to interrupt, but carry on, please.
No, it's okay. I think the other thing I wanted to highlight is just the other evening I was playing the game, and the detail on the balloons is really quite strong, especially like the foil ones here. You can see this one. Oh.
I don't think that was a genuine O.
No, it wasn't genuine. You knew exactly what you were doing.
I spent about 10 minutes the other night just going around and popping all my guest balloons.
So everyone thinks you're a nice guy, Adam.
And there's just something incredibly satisfying about it.
not for the guests who just spent their hard-earned cash.
Well, maybe they could go back and I can
buy another one.
Old if and get another $15
$15
out
plan
of it.
here.
But on a serious note, I think what that shows is I'm doing that with the mouse, right?
Yeah.
I'm just using the game to sort of interact directly with the game with the mouse. And it's something that I do quite a lot on the streams that I don't necessarily talk about, which is actually use the game as the menu, if that makes sense. We have the HUD, we have the menus, but also if I want to, say, edit the terrain here, I just double click on the terrain and it opens the terrain tools, and then I can do whatever I want to do with that. Same with the flume here, I can double click. That takes me into the edit mode, which it needs to be closed to do, but it just automatically jumps me to it. And it's really useful when you have areas of Johnny's park, and this is why I give it 9.5. I'm going to make it a 10 in a second, because he hasn't dealt very well with this congestion here. Right?
Well,
he's got a lovely runoff lane for the flume. He's got his entertainers at the sort of front of the park, but that's causing a little bit of congestion. So I double click on the path. I use a tool that I'm using quite a bit at the moment. Rather than dropping all new bits of path down, I can just use the edit tool, grab the edge of this path that exists already, all the way down to here, and then I can just drag that out, and then it opens up that path a little bit.
Honestly,
and then you see the guests instantly react to it. So now
it's a 10.
It's a 10. It's a 10.
All right. Well, I look forward to your review with Johnny, where he brings us into your review. But that feature there when you stretch the park, I can say this because when we showed this in one of our social assets, my wife, who loves playing this game, lost her mind.
Yeah.
Just I've been waiting for this for so long. So it's cool to see. But I think the point of just double clicking on anything to bring up the menu is such a it just makes it so much more easy to play and do and be creative. Right?
Yeah, and the other thing, and sorry, I should have mentioned this before, but when you use the edge puller, you can then jump straight to the draw tool and start to draw a path around it as well. So you don't just need to pull the face; you can actually just sort of jump to that one as well. Again, nice and easy.
Yeah, we really want to add these kind of shortcuts into the tools, into the creativity, into the things you're doing, so it's really quick and easy for you to just grab your mouse, double click on something, want to change the path, or if you're in the full screen menus and you want to back out of them, the right click will do that as well. The HUD button all have buttons that you can click on or get to, so super nice and quick and easy for our PC players and to jump into game.
There's more balloons.
Do
you leave those balloons alone,
I
Adam?
won't pop them. I won't pop the balloons, but I will show another way that you can terrorise. I mean, not terrorise at all. But let's say we've got a nice clothed guests here. We've got a little group of clothed guests people. That's fine.
Oh,
they probably don't want to go in the water, but I'm going to make them go.
But why? You see, like this is
You're
the
seeing
sort
the
of
other
thing-
side of me now.
Yeah, this is. You're different. I look at you differently now, and also I've noticed their clothes get wet, right?
Yeah,
so
they do,
they
they
are
do
wet.
get
So
wet,
yeah,
yeah.
I thought people in chat
Yeah,
might like
I just
that.
wanted to show off the rendering tech behind it. That's all. They're having a lovely.
Oh, is that
time.
what it is?
That was it. Yeah,
Is that what it is?
That was
you
Right,
feel
cool,
more
cool.
relaxed
That's all.
now as well?
I feel more relaxed.
Yeah, okay.
Well, look, you've terrorised the people in Johnny's Park. That will definitely come up when he mentions this. You've adjusted Johnny's Park for the better. Is there any other tools? I know that, like we've shown how accessible this is. Have we looked at any other tools you might want to show us, or is this where we're at now? Snapping tools?
Yeah, we were just going to play snap to see who wanted to.
I
to
see
go
you
for
did
that.
there.
No,
I see
no,
you
no.
did.
One of the creative, we've got so many new creative features and tools in Planet Coaster 2, the ability to scale your scenery, the ability to attach things to your coasters and rides. But one of the kind of lesser known features, one of the new things we've added is a new scenery piece called the Snap Edge, which allows you to create modular blueprints. So you can kind of use the snap edges to put them together to make it really quick and easy for you to build. Take small bits of blueprints and put them together to make something larger very quickly.
Yeah.
And this is something that we've...
When you showed me this earlier, this is really cool.
It's
This
definitely
is really,
a
really
show, not tell kind of thing, especially when you're as nervous as I am as being on this couch. It's always
No,
on the other side.
this is fun.
So what Adam's doing is he's taking one of the coaster station blueprints. So we have a number of coaster station blueprints ready for people to put on their station, but some of the stations have different lengths on them because of the different cars, different tracks. But what we can do with this one is we're going to slice it up into three. We're going to slice it into left, middle, and right.
Well done. That was all three parts there.
And apply snap edges to them and show you how we can then put them all back together in a nice, quick, modular way.
Yeah. So say I think we've got an absolutely incredible community behind Planet Coaster, and lots of them just sort of build lots of content just ready for the workshop. And this snap edges really allow you to sort of give good guidance and clear guidance on how you expect the thing to be put back together again in a modular sense, and sort of taking some of the guesswork. So you have these snap edges that vary in length. I'm going to use the 12-meter one here. We've got a coaster blueprint, and the idea behind this one, I think it's a useful demonstration because coaster stations can be different lengths.
Yeah.
So perhaps building it this way then allows me to build that
Duplicate.
modularity, if
That
that's
makes
a
sense.
word.
Yep.
We have the snap edge section here, which I like to think of it as a jigsaw piece, or as I said earlier, maybe a gym mat. Which I
commented and said,
is
I clearly have no
basically-
idea what a gym mat looks like. I've never been in a gym in my life.
But you put the teeth like the coloured side, as I've displayed here, pop it on the edge, and then if it finds another snap piece, it will instantly snap to it and complete the piece together. So you know that those two pieces will get together. So let's finish editing that one. I'm going to add it to this one as well. But on this case, I'm going to add two, because I view this as my middle section.
Yep.
What I will then be able to do, I've placed it on those two edges. We can back out. I can then duplicate that model, and then if
You just did that in a second. What did you? Is that just Control
just
D?
Control D, yep, and then there
Right,
we are.
yeah.
And if I say I want to add it to that building, it then snaps. So I didn't do anything. I just clicked, and it went. Oh, I've got two snap edges that I can connect, and there we go. And then of course, if I move it that side, it snaps. So it just really allows the content creator to sort of show how you can snap it together quickly, and then the end user who's downloading these blueprints or building them themselves, put them together really quickly and easily.
And that's the thing, because you can customize all these station pieces as well, and then add into Workshop, right, Reg?
Yeah, exactly. And you can build these as modular blueprints, upload into the workshop, and allow the people, as Adam says, that might not be as au fait with creating their own stuff to use your blueprints to make something that's really quick and easy. And I love the snap edges because it's not just the horizontal way of doing modular blueprints, you can do them vertically as well. So if you're building the facades using the resort theme, you can then identify a level and then kind of quickly put all those together, put a roof on it, and it's just really quick and easy for people to take those blueprints and put them together, and the game just really helping you snap those things together to create something that looks really good, really quick and easy. And that's been the mantra for Planet Coaster 2. New tools, new ways to customize, and flexibility to really create amazing things.
Yeah, and I think as well, like when we talk about how easy it is to sort of use these for creating scenery, we just talk about how important scenery is in a theme park. I think the verticality stuff as well as the doing it sort of horizontally is going to be super important if you want to theme around rides and build like a castle or something with all the pieces. You can do that really quickly now and really easily.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, look, well done, Johnny. Good water park. It was a 9.5 from just Adam. We gave it a 10, but Adam was adamant it had to be 9.5.
I think that's what the record of the transcript will show.
Yeah. We were fully on board there, boss. But
well, if anyone's looking for a senior executive producer, hit me up on LinkedIn and I'll come along.
Well, look, it's a fantastic park. That's a great way to show a viable water park just on its own, and you can do that. And of course, if you wanted to have add roller coaster, you could. But we just want to show a water park being used. Right. This is the part we've all been waiting for. We're slightly nervous, chat, because this is something we've never ever done before, and we think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about this bit.
No, it's going to be fine.
I was about to come offline.
So we've done deep dives in the past, chat, but we thought it'd be really cool to do this live and involve you in the process because we're going to be talking about franchise mode and stuff like that. So it's going to get a little bit weird because I'm basically going to hand over and be a guest on your show for essentially the next 10-15 minutes whilst we go through deep dive number 4. And then chat, we'll let you know how you're going to be involved. But it's a fun one. So when I hand over, there's a few transitions and stuff that will happen during the show. It's going to be producer Adam. Are you ready? He's done that chat. He's done this.
He gave us absolute confidence there.
That's perfect. Thank you so much, Adam, for filling us. He's pointing at the screen, saying, "Is that good?" I don't know what that means, Adam. Okay, ignore the red light and the camera. Oh, I see. All right, okay, perfect. And there's also, we won't be worrying about the splash transition.
No worries.
But don't worry, we'll add that in post, because that's what we do with Magic Chat. So, chat, if you're ready, don't fluff your lines, chat, it's important. Chaps, are you ready?
Always.
All right, okay, look, let's have some fun.
I'm used to having more than one take, but
you're going to be fine, chat. We're going to love this. Give all the guys the support. You're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Off you go, guys. Take it with deep dive number 4.
Hi everyone, I'm Rich Newbold, Game Director on Planet Coaster 2.
And I'm Senior Executive Producer Adam Woods, and we are really excited about showing you franchise mode.
Yeah, this is our last of our deep dive series, and we're going to show you more about what franchise mode is. We're going to get some help from one of our talented creative services artists upstairs, and with the help of Arthur representing the community, we're going to do some work on franchise mode. So let's dive in.
Here we go, there's that transition.
Here we go.
So, for those of you that don't know, franchise mode is one of our new game modes in Planet Coaster 2 that allows you to work together with groups of friends to create a franchise and use that franchise to compete on leaderboards in our challenges and see who has the best franchise out there.
Now, the challenge for us today is we've got a park that Rich has already put together, which is looking very nice indeed. It's got a couple of dark rides. We've got a lovely mythology-themed dark ride that has a roller coaster at the back, and we've also got this. I think it's a pretty well-themed ride already, but we're going to add a couple of bits to it. I'm going to try and add a couple of lights, a small event sequencer with some lights to the inside, and then I'm going to upload that, and Rich is going to take over and then carry on finishing off the inside of this ride as well.
And what we need from you and our wonderful community is to help us name this dark ride.
Right, okay. So, look, we've got the dark ride here. Obviously, it's aquatic themed. Now, chat, this is where we need your help for this very special Deep Dive Live. We want you to name the Deep Dive Live ride.
Right.
Now, I know typically when we ask for names, we get stuff like Ridey McRideface, but we're going to try and find one that fits well with this. Producer Adam will obviously pick a winner and with a person who's chosen it. So, Producer Adam, if you, once you can scroll through the answers, can you just pop the answer and the person who gave that answer into chat? It's going to be randomly selected, chat. So we'll add that into the ride and we're passing just to prove that what we're doing is actually live. So there we go. The power is with you, chat.
Thank you very much for your help. So in this dark ride, this is something we're really excited to show. This is showing off our new lighting technology that we have in Planet Coaster 2. This is a ride inside a building, which is dark. Adam is using the lighting, the different lights to illuminate the way. This is one of our new track rides. This is a special track ride because this is one of our pre-order.
This is the pre-order track rides, right? Yeah.
This is the FD Vision rotating ride, which is exclusive for pre-ordering the game. So you've got 7
days left from today to get this.
So if you'd like to get your hands on this tracked ride, then please.
And there's 2 more as well, isn't there? You get 2 more rides
That's right.
as well. Yeah.
There's a water coaster and the cube flat ride as well.
I'm so pleased you said water coaster because I say water coaster.
Water coaster it
yes.
is.
Because Essex till
Essex to the end. Yeah.
Essex to the end.
So we're going to be using Adam's set up a event sequencer, which is a really powerful tool for creating timelines of events, using things like lights and the animatronics that we have and things like moving platforms to create these great sequences. And dark rides and tracked rides are really great for having those bespoke experiences for your guests as they're going around this ride.
Yeah, what I've already done is just placed 3 extra spotlights here. I've given them some different colours, put them to the roof. The idea, give them a bit of a disco light at the beginning of the ride, just to get them in the feeling or the mood for a dark ride by turning lights on. I've set my event sequencer down there so I can trigger it off, and I've got my 3 lights here. I've added them into the timeline. I've just given them a bit of a sort of staggered effects. They sort of turn on and off as they go. I can preview the event if I want to by looking through the timeline. That light's turned on. I've got my torch on. I am in a dark ride, so I need my torch to actually be able to look around. But that's all looking good to me. I exit out of this now. Let's turn my torch back off.
It's going to get very dark.
And make sure I've got the right mode. And now you can see that those lights are affected. I changed the colours so that you could see it. They sort of turn on sequentially. I think it adds a little something to the beginning of the ride.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm not the master builder. That's Rich H. So I'm going to upload this version once we pick the name from chat.
Oh, actually, yeah. We do have. Okay, brilliant. Well done, producer Adam. You've literally done the one thing we asked you not to do. Well, listen, whoever said Undersea Enigma, well done. But Adam has put in chat, lost the name. So, but Undersea Enigma.
Undersea Enigma.
Well done.
Okay.
Undersea Enigma. So what you're doing now is dropping it into the notes, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
what we're going to do in franchise mode, it's about collaboration, it's about working together, and we're going to utilise the strengths of Rich Hudson, who's one of our creative service artists, who is really good at building this amazing park and continuing. He's going to add that ride, add the name to that ride, and also finish off that bit of tunnel behind where Adam was working. It's a bit bare, it's a bit plain, but he's going to use his amazing skills and the tools in game to dress that up. So,
And it was under...
Undersea Enigma.
Yeah.
So we are using the change note on the version control as we upload our version of the park to the cloud, the magical cloud. And Rich upstairs, as part of our franchise, will get the new version of the park, the one that we just made live, and add that name and also improve the visuals on that ride, and then he'll give it back to us.
Excellent. Well, in the spirit of the 1980s, can we see Rich upstairs? Are we seeing him now? There we are, Rich. You can look. He can wave. So, Rich, to prove this is live, can you just tap your head for me, Rich? Tap your head. There we go. Look, chat. It's live. Like we haven't made this up. So, Rich is going to start doing the sign, and he's going to start theming. We're going to pop Rich's gameplay onto the screen as we chat about some other modes. Whilst we're doing that, if you do have any, there's a lot we're covering off about franchise mode and just in general about Planet Coaster 2. We do have an FAQ, so if you do want to do that, check it out on the website. I'm not sure if we've got a bot command for that. It's !FAQ. Yeah, it is !FAQ. That will take you to the website. You can check out all those questions. But right now, what you're doing is you're watching on your screen at the moment is you're watching Rich upstairs in the office.
Yeah.
Doing the
Sorry, I
franchise
kind
mode.
of got lost in
Yeah.
watching it. I became a viewer. I was like, oh, it's really, okay, he's got, no.
But
Sorry.
we've got more things to talk about. Well, so you watch this, but listen to what other Riches and Adam are saying.
Yeah. So franchise mode, as I said at the top, is a mode about working together with other people, collaborating, and then competing as a franchise against our leaderboard. So as part of that process, you'll be making a new franchise from scratch. You have to give it a unique name. Yeah. You can then identify the type of tags that you want your franchise to have to make it easier to search and filter for. So how active you guys are, what your primary platform will be, the language you want to have, or the interest, stuff like that. And it'll allow other people to find your franchise and potentially join it as well. So it'll make it a lot easier to find. With the membership type, whether it's invite only or whether you want to have request, and then a franchise code, which I find
is
very
cool.
special. So when during development, we wanted to recreate the My 3 Words geographical stuff. There's a better way to describe that. But we felt one of the server guys had a great idea of, what if we use Planko as the words? So the franchise codes, which are unique for your franchise, that helps other people find your franchise really quick and easy. All of the words are from the Planko dictionary, and we found that really cool. It really keeps in theme with what Planet Coaster is about. So be able to use that to find your franchise once you've made it.
Cool. And so I think I'm just watching Rich. He's just finished Undersea. I think next time we pick a short name, because Undersea Enigma is a long name. But
look how quick he's made it already. He's putting me to shame. It took me about half an hour to do 3 lights, and he's already done Undersea. Yeah. But I think also, so going back to the sort of franchise setup, we've obviously got our franchise already. That's our very aptly named Deep Dive franchise. And when we open that,
Actually, Adam, can you flip back to our gameplay so we can have a go at this one as well?
we see now that we have our kind of park locations. We have to pick a starting location, and each location also comes with various sort of restrictions, or starting money, starting tech points and stuff. So varying different levels of, sort of challenge and sort of beginning pieces. You select them, and then you can start to branch out and select new plots that will have different restrictions upon them as well. And then start establishing parks and building up parks, and see if you can open up more parks across the globe, really.
Yep.
Yeah, your franchise will have a number of parks that you can have active at once. And then depending on the challenge, you might have, this park's really good for, this one's making us a lot of money per day, this one's really good for that challenge. We'll submit this challenge, this park specifically to the challenge. So as a franchise, you can have multiple different parks on the go. So you could have one focused on coasters, one on rides, one on water parks. You'll have that flexibility inside your franchise. As Adam says, there's different starting locations, there's different, each node has a different biome, different starting money.
Yeah.
The parks that you submit to the leaderboards have to be established. That's the term we use to describe.
Right, so you can't just open a park and...
You can't just open a blank park and submit it into the leaderboard. You have to have, as a franchise, engaged in that park for a while. It has to get to, I think it's a minimum of 2 stars as a rating, and has been open for in-game for a whole day, which is 12 hours. Yeah. So it means that we can keep the leaderboard containing parks that are valid parks, ones that you've engaged with the game in, because they're not sandbox parks, they are the game. It's the management aspect. You have to make a functioning park and do it really well before you can submit it to the leaderboard.
And from here, you also access your sort of franchise management tools, kind of your sort of bread and butter tools that you might need to have.
Yeah.
There's a dashboard to show you log of what's happened in the franchise as well, so maybe you can catch up if you've been off for a couple of days. You can see the members that are in here. Obviously, we've got some Frontier members in our franchise. You can see requests of people that have wanted to join. On the members as well, I forgot to mention, you've got different levels of control that you can give different members as well.
Yep.
So, depending on how confident you are with your friends, you can give them more control or not. You can also remove them as well. But I think, I'm not going to remove myself. I'll keep myself on this one. And then there's settings. So if you wanted to go back and maybe change your tags, maybe your play style's changed, or you're sort of changing how you're feeling, then you can go back and you can change them here as well. And always see your 3-word Planko code as well.
Am I right in saying you can also take different versions of your franchise? You can roll those back, right? Which I thought was amazing.
Yeah, so the parks that you've got in your franchise, because it is past the park, it's asynchronous. There might be versions of parks that are locked because someone else is editing them. Or
which you can see here, it's currently locked by R. Hudson. That's because he's now upstairs working on it, so you can see that I can't do much with this park because he's got it sort of checked out.
Or there might be parks that have had work on them that you just don't like. Actually all that work period it just didn't work out for us. So we can use the version control to roll that back and kind of go through the different versions of those parks that you've had in progress. So if you like something that you were doing last week instead, you can roll back to that.
And you can also move your franchise mode into Sandbox, right? If you just want to play around with it.
Yeah, so any of the parks that you've got in your franchise mode, you can then export to Sandbox. And as I said, the franchise mode is about playing the game in its management.
Yeah.
Kind of all the tricky aspects of managing it and making it successful. But if you just want to go to Sandbox mode and just play around with it, you can choose one of your parks and export them straight to Sandbox.
Very cool. All right, shall we check back and see let's have a see how Rich is doing. Oh, he's on the theming now. He's moving, he's putting some stuff down. Can Rich hear us, producer Adam? You can hear us. Yes, you can. Thumbs up. All right. Hey. Yeah, you've done quite a bit here, Rich. Are you close to finishing? Well, you might have to be because we're close to finishing, Rich. But it's fine. We can. I'll give you another couple of seconds, and then we're just popping in a submarine, a pink submarine. That's fine. I'll let him do that.
I think it's one thing we didn't mention actually before on the challenges as well. Depending on where you place, you'll get a small reward for doing so as well.
Yes. What you finished in the leaderboard? There's different bandings, right?
That's right. There's 4 kind of groups of prizes for you. There's bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. So these are. It's not the top 4 people. It's scaled to depending on how many people have submitted parks for that particular challenge. But there's rewards for you to display in your profile. So in the profile page in Planet Coaster, you can show off you're amazing. So if you are platinum, you get all 4 rewards. If you're bronze, you'll just get the 1. But that's there's the bragging rights for you as a franchise for how well you're working together in the game and then competing against the challenge. So we'll have an active challenge when the game comes out next week, and it'll be open for. Do my maths? I think it's another 30. It's 40 days now, but I can't do the maths.
There'll be some days after.
There's some more days after. It's at least 4
30
weeks.
plus days.
Yeah, it's about 30
plus
days for
yeah.
you guys to build your franchises and get together and compete against. See if you can win the prizes.
Excellent. All right, Rich, I know you haven't finished, but we haven't given you a lot of time. Can you save your version of the park and then send it back to us live? I feel like it is 1980s, live in the studio here downstairs, and we will check out the park as quick as we can. Adam, Rich, I'm really excited to see. I think it's fair to say that if you when this game launches, anyone that plays Planet Coaster can now collaborate with each other, right? Which is it's going to be a really cool thing to do. I am not the greatest at building roller coasters, but I do love to theme areas. So this is ideal for me because I can let somebody like Modo, who's another great coaster builder, he can build the coasters for me. He can send me back the park, and I can theme it, and we can carry on like that. I'm really excited to see what our players do with this. Has it come back?
Well, we're going to have a look now. I think the other thing while I'm doing this as well is to remember that it's also for sandbox collaboration as well, not just franchise.
Oh wow!
So franchise mode is for collaboration and working. We're passing the park, but we're competing. We're using that franchise to compete. But sandbox has collaboration as well, which involves us just collaborating on a single sandbox, and we don't have to worry about being competitive. We just want to have fun and just make to create. And as you mentioned, the workshop's going to be great for sharing, for the people that are really creative, are really great at building that content, of sharing it into the workshop for other people to download in their parks.
Never gets old being able to do this and just go, and here's the park, and it's now changed because Rich has added it in. So there we go. That's now
the Undersea Enigma.
The lovely thing. So what we'll do is we'll have a quick, let's ride it very quickly, shall we?
Yeah, let's have a little look at what we call it, the Undersea Enigma from Name Unknown. So chat, if you were the person in chat, you can absolutely blame Adam for there it is, the Undersea Enigma, just to prove that it was live. From person or persons unknown in chat. Thank you so much for the name.
Thank you very much.
But this is the Undersea Enigma, and I know Rich will hate us, but we didn't give enough time to finish it. But I think he did a good enough job as we started, but not to discount the amazing lighting work that you did right at the start there, Adam, because I think that's what's really sold it. Actually, is these three.
I think so.
lights.
I think that's doing a lot of the heavy lifting on this one.
Yeah, like your opinion of the previous park, I think this is bold of you. I think it's fine, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you very much.
No, I think between what you and Rich have done is great. It just shows the power of collaboration. Adam's been really good at putting the lights and the event sequencer in, and Rich has come down and used his skills.
Done better things.
But done a lot of the other aspects of this ride as well. And I really like this ride. It's one of our new tracked rides, and it's a great one. It continuously moves around at a steady speed, and it's just it's really great to see how it works. And yeah, we've got our new animatronics, things like the singing eels, which are wonderful.
Singing eels, amazing. I hope that I won't lend my voice to this. No one wants to hear me sing, but yeah.
Right, this has been us talking about what franchise mode's going to be in. Arthur, thank you so much for representing the community. Thank you to the community for their help in naming our rides. And thank you very much to Rich upstairs for just being amazing and working on the park for us whilst we've been talking about it. So this has been our last deep dive talking about Planet Coaster 2. This one has been about franchise mode. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There we go. There we go, chat. That was a very special deep dive for live. That asset will actually be cut up and add some bits on at the end, so you will see that all go out as a deep dive. I think probably tomorrow, talking about franchise mode. Obviously, any questions you might have about Planco 2, please put an exclamation mark FAQ, and you'll go to the FAQ page and you'll see that. Have a look at some stuff in there. Obviously, Planco 2 launches on November 6th. That's just 7 days away. We've got a load of streams coming up. Reference it. Some of them are on Steam, actually.
Yes.
So I'll be on Steam tomorrow with the wonderful Rich Hudson, and we're going to be in sandbox mode building some crazy stuff. Then next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Chantel and I will be doing some streaming stuff on Steam. And then on Wednesday, we are doing a very special launch unlocked stream.
Celebratory launch thing,
Show.
everything,
Yeah.
with lots of prizes.
Yes, with lots of prizes for Planco 2. So I hope you've enjoyed that. It was really cool actually to do that, and well done, producer Adam, for arranging all the tech so we could look up and downstairs whilst we were doing it and do it live. It took me back to the telethons of the 1980s.
And a big shout out to Rich Hudson as well.
Yes,
for-
thank you, the unsung hero of that show, Rich Hudson, and obviously to the boys, Rich and Adam, for coming back when they're this busy. Right, we're going to move on now to the other side of the Planet family, Chantel.
Yes. So before we even start that, we have a giveaway. So all of our stuff that we talked about earlier, all of the bits and pieces here, if you want to be in with the chance to win all of this, all you have to do is type !Planco2, and that is all lowercase. So just put that in. It's Twitch only. Sorry, YouTube fans or people watching the VODs, but
We can only work what we can work with.
exactly. So yes, if you are on Twitch, if you just do !Planco2, and that is all lowercase. And then if you need any of the T's and C's, they are on frontier.co.uk/legal.
There you go.
So yeah, the giveaway has started. So it's all there ready for you. So we're going to also talk about Planet Zoo. So we're going to start with console. So Planet Zoo console. Last month in September, we launched the physical edition of Planet Zoo console, and that came out on the 24th of September. We also, the day after that, launched the Arid and Tropical Pack. So we
Busy
have
month.
Busy month. And this month, we are happy to announce the Arctic and Conservation Bundle. So we have two beautiful animals here. We have the polar bear, and I would love for Arthur to tell me what the name of the horse is. I've got it written down for you in the notes.
Well, that's easy to read, because that is the Przewalski's horse. And that's
Absolutely.
actually how you say it in the native tongue. So
So that is the Przewalski's horse that
exactly
we
how I
have here
said
as
it.
well.
That's exactly how you're saying the same thing.
The same thing, absolutely. So this is coming out on the 3rd of December. This is going to have 9 animals with 350 pieces of scene, or 350 plus, more than 350, and 3 new scenarios. Yeah, that
It's
is
a
coming
lot.
out.
A
It's a
lot.
lot. And that's coming out on the 3rd of December. So it's like a little early Christmas present
Yes.
for you, I guess. So this is, the pack for console. And we also have our stuff that we did for Planet Zoo PC. So we launched the Zookeepers Animal Pack, and that launched on the 15th of October. And it has our beautiful palace cat there, our very happy little palace cat.
That cat is me. That cat is literally me.
They're very solitary as well, so
Oh, well, you know,
It
I think I'm a
fits.
people person, but it's just more of its shape. Like it's me. Just a puddle. It's a puddle of a cat. But yeah.
So yeah, we have our wonderful palace cat as well as a bunch of other animals here. And so yeah, this has launched. It is the paid DLC that we have here. We also had the free update. So that had the African leopard in it that completed the big 5. It was our lovely free anniversary update for our PC players. And console should be coming next year. We did also have lots of speculation about Planet Zoo PC. So it was the Zookeepers pack.
There we go.
Everyone thought it was the end.
Well,
But our team is continuing to work very hard. We don't want to give too much away, but there might be an animal pack next year, potentially. Potentially, we're going to share more information closer to the time, but there's lots coming.
there we go.
Lots
So there we go.
of
So there's lots of stuff there for console and PC.
And PC,
a
yes.
tease about something else that's still
Tease
coming.
something.
Planet Family, you are doing very well this month for Coaster and for Zoo.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to talk Elite, but before we do that, do we have a trailer to show?
We do. We do have the trailer.
Let's have a look at the Zookeepers trailer. There we go. So that was the wonderful, wonderful Planet Zoo news. So people surprised in chat about what we had to say there. Well, look, we've talked about the planet stuff, from planets on Earth to planets in space. Look, see what I did there. I'm joined by the wonderful Zach, and we've established you're no longer young Zach. You are just old man Zach.
I'm offended by one being old Zach and two by that horrendous segue that you just,
I thought it was a great segue.
You put in. Hello,
well,
everybody.
look, thank you for joining us again. I know we've got a lot to go through on today's show, so we'll probably crack on, and maybe a little treat at the end. I think we've got for them. You spoke about yesterday online if you follow Zach on his socials. Yep. But should we kick off with? Oh, hang on. Before we do that, I thought it was going to be longer than that, but we've closed the competition. We do have a winner. When producer Adam finishes typing, I think he's thumbs up. He's finished. So the winner is Lamarty. Lamarty, well done. So the competition is closed. Lamarty, you've won yourself all this swag stuff. So check out, wait for an official DM from Frontier, and then give us all your details, and we'll get this swag on the way to you. So well done, Lamarty. Congratulations. All that stuff is now yours, which now this leaves us free to talk about Elite Dangerous.
Well, yeah,
so Zach, where are we at with Elite Dangerous? What's happening? What's going on?
Oh, what's happening? So much is happening.
A lot's happening, yeah.
So tomorrow, let's start with what's happening sort of right now. So tomorrow, Elite Dangerous Ascendancy launches. So we've had a lot of really great feedback from our sort of content creators and players who've been watching the early access for the past few weeks. So we've made some tweaks to address some of that feedback. And I think the main thing that, we've made a few tweaks, but I think the main thing that we want to, talk about today is that we are definitely reducing the enemy power NPC hostility when you're in their territory. So we're going to dial that quite far back, unless you're in a stronghold system.
Yes, if you are in a stronghold system, please expect to still be attacked, because that is a stronghold system, and they will not be taken too kindly to some of a rival power being in there. And yes, we have dialed it right the way back, but I think, as we discussed earlier, we're going to stress this, we have dialed it all the way back. We are going to be watching. We will probably expect to dial that back up slightly once we've got some more stats come in. So, but we just want you to actually engage with the system, see how you get on with Power Play 2.0 without getting murdered every 5 seconds by very zealous NPCs.
Very enthusiastic NPCs. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, Elite Dangerous Ascendancy is a free update, and that comes with Power Play 2.0, which is our rework of the Power Play system. So really encourage you all to give that a go, especially if you haven't played Power Play before. It's much more engaging and sort of accessible for someone who's new to the system.
Yeah. It also gives you an idea. Like if you join Elite and you're not sure what to do or where to start, pledging to a power gives you that kind of direction, right? That you want to pledge that power and start moving. It's much easier.
100%. I think something in there that's really beneficial for that is the sort of weekly tasks that are now there. So if you pledge to a power, you'll have a set of tasks that will earn you merits, and they sort of give you some guidance as to, if you log on for the day and you say, oh, what do I want to do? I've got an hour to play, maybe. Perfect set of tasks for you to do there.
Excellent.
But also coming tomorrow as part of Ascendancy is finally the Mandalay.
The Mandalay. Early access will start tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so the early access for the Mandalay will start tomorrow. This is a new exploration ship from Sorgon Peterson, for those of you who aren't aware. But we've also got for you today a sort of sneak peek look at the trailer for the Mandalay, which is going to go live tomorrow on YouTube, etc. But for those of you kind enough to tune in, we thought we'd give you a sneak peek at what I think is probably the best ship trailer
Like
we've ever
it's
made.
just getting better and better and better. But
I love it.
yeah, let's have a look at this trailer.
Let's have a look.
There we go. That is a wonderful trailer. Well done to the team that put it together. They're always good. They're always good, but they just every time.
Yeah,
That's,
so
great.
just incredible. I mean, special shout out to James on the creative service team who sort of led on this one. He's done a fantastic job. I saw a few people in the chat who said pretty Voyager-like, one of the inspirations. A few people saying they got goosebumps. This is like, when I was going through the process of reviewing this, it was like, I don't think I've ever worked on something here where I've had goosebumps in the sort of creative process of something. And yeah, this trailer was definitely that. So yeah, the Mandalay is here tomorrow for ARX Early Access. And as well as obviously the Mandalay itself, we're going to have some cosmetics for it. So I think you've seen already for the Early Access program, the sort of stellar edition of the Mandalay, but we've also got some sort of just images that producer Adam can sort of run through. Just to show some of the paint jobs that are going to be available. And the ship kit you're seeing here is the one that's included in the Stellar, but it's the alternate variation. So it's the sort of alternate pieces of the ship kit that aren't applied by default.
Yeah.
So as producer Adam is sort of sifting through, if you're in the market for a really nice look for your Mandalay, there's going to be some good options for you tomorrow as well.
She is a good looking ship. Very good looking ship. Like I say about all of them, they've all been different. I mean, the Python was just like, woof.
Yeah.
And I really like how different the Type 8 was. This also is entirely different. These all look fantastic.
Yeah. That's not it, though, in terms of cosmetics. So Power Play 2.0 is obviously a big thing in Ascendancy.
Yep.
So we want to also represent that and allow you to represent your superpowers, I guess, especially. So we've got some more paint jobs. I think producer Adam has got a video for you, which we'll show here. This is basically a sort of 4-tier system of paint jobs that you can get per superpower. These are available in the 4 variations across 5 specific vessels. So there's 20 paints in total. You can get that in a bundle. So you can obviously just get them individually if you just want one of these paint jobs, totally fine. But if you wanted to sort of get the entire bundle, that's going to be there on a bit of a discount rather than you buying them all individually.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're someone super into power play, here's a nice way to represent your power as well. That's not it. More power
You're going to say
play.
there's a lot on this show, I think. But
I
yeah,
feel
but
like
yeah.
that's my catchphrase, which is a good catchphrase.
Yeah, it's
to be
good.
fair.
Yeah.
More power play representation is coming in Ascendancy for cosmetics. So this is a brand new sort of ship cosmetic piece that we're adding to the game for Ascendancy, and that is banners. So these are power play banners, and these are going to be available for each of your powers. So as you can see here, this is my Mandalay with the Aisling representation. You can get these banners for each of the powers, and they're available. They're going to be available for every ship in the game.
Yeah, I really like these. A really big fan of these. I remember when we saw these. This is months and months and months and months ago. And I'm like, that is a very cool idea.
Yeah,
big fan of this.
Yeah, looks like chat like it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, available across every ship, and I believe if you buy the banner, I believe you can then apply that to every ship. So it's like a one-time sort of purchase for your power.
That's cool.
Yep. Even more.
Hang on, but that's not all,
That's
right?
not all. So Halloween, obviously tomorrow is Halloween.
Yep.
So right now we have a Halloween sale on the Elite Dangerous Game Store. And if you're looking for something a little bit spooky and a little bit free, if you've got your Twitch drops already and you want a nice decal to match, we've got a free decal as well for you to claim over on the store as well.
And you just go to store, pick this up, right? So,
it's zero arc, so you can just go on there and give that a claim.
Hang on, zero arc. So zero is free.
Zero,
go and
zero,
get this
zero.
free deck, all right? It's free.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so there we go. So we're going to move on. I know people are itching for what else we've got to talk about. We've got a few more bits to go through. People ask us a lot about, ask you, when is the Type 8 going to release?
Sure, okay, yeah. So obviously, yeah, we've seen a lot of people ask about the credits release of the Type 8. So yeah, we'll confirm that that is going to be coming to Odyssey owners for credits on the 28th of November. So that's 4 weeks, I believe, on the dot after the debut of the Mandalay.
There we go. So 28th of November, you'll be able to grab the Type 8 in-game. Right, Zach. We promised at the end of the last show we would talk very briefly, or we actually said we would announce what the next feature is, but we're going to do a little bit more. We're going to slightly talk through a tiny light touch overview chat, which is more than we said we were going to do. So please don't kill us, but I think it'll be enough to get to whet your appetite as to what the next feature is that's coming to Elite Dangerous. So I guess, Zach, without further ado, what is the next feature that we'll be bringing to Elite Dangerous?
So, I'm happy to say the new feature that we're adding to Elite Dangerous is system colonization. Looking directly at the camera. So this is going to give us a sort of player-led, free-form expansion in the galaxy. And I think the real sort of takeaway from this is that the bubble is no longer going to be static. So pretty big
Very,
deal.
very exciting to get this on the go. I guess without going to, we're not going to go into massive amounts of detail. We're going to go into next month. I think we'll probably have a couple of guests on as well to go through stuff and some videos and all that sort of stuff. But just light touch, how does this work?
Sure. So think of it on the sort of galactic scale.
Yep.
So players will be able to colonize unpopulated systems that they find within reach. So you can't obviously you can't just take a system that's currently has sort of a human civilization there. You have to find a system that doesn't currently have human population. And when I say within reach, there'll be a sort of certain limit which we'll cover at a later date. So you can't just sort of fly straight to the other end of the galaxy and colonize straight away.
Yeah.
You know, there's
You need
a bit of a
infrastructure
limit
to
there.
colonize, yeah.
But yeah, so you find the new system, and then basically once you have that system, once you've claimed that system as your own, you'll then start to build an establishing starport in that system.
Yeah.
We'll obviously talk more about how that works next month as well. But then once you've done that, you'll then be able to go in and expand that system. So you'll be able to sort of place things like some of the existing sort of assets that you're familiar with within Elite Dangerous, and the sort of settlements and starports. You're going to have a bit of a plethora of tools to work with in terms of the sort of things that you can place within that system, right?
Yeah, and you can also dictate the economy of that system as well, right? But what those facilities and stuff you pop down will dictate the economy of that system.
Yeah,
which is really
100%.
cool.
So like the type of settlements and things that you're placing in your system will affect the economy.
And for those out there that want to, create an empire, can you have more than one system, Zach?
You can. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a lot of commanders who've got the plate full with just the one system. But yes, if you're the kind of person that does want to create their own
part of a
empire,
group?
yeah, or a group of players, you can have more than one system. So you do need to at least complete that primary starport in your current system that you're working on before you can claim another one. But in theory, you could daisy chain systems to reach a destination. So if you do have that sort of system that you've loved forever in Elite Dangerous, but it's quite far away, you can sort of,
Work your way towards it.
Work your way towards it. You can build, basic systems, and then get over there and sort of build out your real sort of home, I guess, over in that system.
Cool. And obviously, Ascendancy launches tomorrow. We said this before. I think I was quoted for saying dovetail. I really need to watch what I'm saying. However, I am correct in what I said this time.
Yeah.
Powerplay 2.0 dovetails lovely into this, doesn't it? So how does this sort of fit with Powerplay 2.0?
Yeah, sure. So players who are sort of really engaging in Powerplay 2.0. So what you can sort of take advantage of this is you can sort of colonize a system. And then you can then push your chosen power into that system, right? So if you're not necessarily somebody that wants to fight or do sort of head-to-head combat with other players or other powers, and this might be a really nice way for you to expand your power's influence within the game. You can just go out there and sort of create new systems and civilizations for them. And I think something to sort of point out is that each system will have a value associated to it. So we know in Elite Dangerous, every system is unique, to some extent, and that will be represented within system colonization, which we'll talk about later on.
Yeah.
But there'll be sort of reasons too, and you want to go for this system or this system. But unlike Powerplay, so system architects, which are what will be a nice fancy name for the players that sort of own or claim the system, you'll kind of have a direct impact on the placement of your starports, planet ports, settlements, that kind of thing, which we'll go into more specifics on how that works.
Yeah. So there's a lot here already, and we did say it's a light touch. This is slightly more than a light touch we're going into. But I think it's obvious, but how does this impact in Powerplay 2.0? Sorry, how does it impact players? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, it does obviously impact Powerplay 2.0. It impacts the players that are going to engage with this directly. So if you're sort of taking this on as a new sort of challenge within Elite, that's something you're going to sort of think about quite a lot. But I think it really fits into that sort of goal that we've had to allow players to sort of this year, that everything we've kind of added has been to allow players to shape the galaxy and shape the narrative of Elite Dangerous themselves, and really do that now on a galactic scale. I think one of the examples I really like to use when we've been talking about this is Colonia, right? And how Colonia, wouldn't it be really cool if Colonia is something that could now be created by the players, and that story now is in your hands, really, to do what you want with.
It's really exciting. I think it's something that we've all discussed. And when we say we, honestly, me and you talking this here, Zach, but the development team are incredibly passionate about giving the players a tool to shape the narrative of the galaxy and see what they do. We saw some of this with how we've gone about the Thargoid War. Players have their own impact on that and where they've been attacking and all that sort of stuff. But everything's been a step closer to giving the player the agency. So Powerplay 2.0 allows players to do that. System colonization will allow players to expand and grow the bubble. The bubble will change forever after this is launched. So it's really, really cool, really exciting to bring this into the game.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think the fact that the bubble is going to change forever is actually going to drastically change how each player sort of engages with Elite Dangerous, especially if you're not engaging with this, right? You might, if you're a trader, there's going to be new trade routes open up for you. If you're an exploration player, you might have a new sort of hub further out than you're used to that you can sort of use as a home base before you go out into the black. So
it's super cool, super cool. And we have more to share. So we've just talked about it. Do you have any images you can share with us, Zach?
A couple. So as we said, we're going to talk more about this in the future, but just to sort of show you some bits that we've got. So if producer Adam can show the first image for us. This is a new sort of system colonization ship. So this thing will arrive as part of the system colonization process almost earlier on. This thing is massive. Huge.
Bigger than a dreadnought, bigger than a Farragut dreadnought. I think it's close to the size of a space station. I think when you, so. It's she big. She is very, very big, and she has a purpose, which we'll talk more about in the next stream. But what we're trying to get to is it's not just a feature. There are new things you've never seen before that are coming to the game. I think you've got the next image might be something we've never had in Elite before. So
yeah, we've got four more images. So producer Adam, feel free to cycle through these four. This is a space depot. So again, as part of the sort of process of system colonization, you're going to need somewhere to, have sort of that hub where you sort of, work on that. And this is a brand new thing within Elite Dangerous. This is a space depot. As you can probably see throughout the images. There's landing pads on there and things like that. And yeah, there is, as you said, Arf, there's more that we're not showing today.
Yeah. We want to save something for next. Well, save something, a lot of something for next month. We'll be got some guests on. We'll have some video footage of it. We'll show you what we're going to be doing. We were talking about sort of the release date and timings, and all that sort of good stuff. But that was a brief, very brief overview of the next feature, which is system colonisation. I know you and I have been chomping at the bit to talk about it for a long
yeah,
time.
it's surreal to actually talk about.
It's weird now because now it's out. We knew about this at the start of the year, but we were really conscious that it's why we're trying to get everything right. Like all these systems are galactic systems. Elite, as I know our players know this, but Elite is very unique in a sense that it's a one-to-one scale representation of the Milky Way galaxy, right? To implement something like Power Play 2.0 and system colonisation, it's a huge undertaking. We don't always get it right, and we know that, but we try to get it as close to being right as possible. So we do apologise about some of the delays we have, like with Power Play 2.0, but we are listening and we are trying to get this thing right, and I'm sure there might be some rough edges when it goes out, but we will always be listening to get it in there. Super, super excited to see players change the galaxy forever.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. But that's not all, Zach, is it?
That's not it. So yeah, we've got one more thing to talk about
One
today.
more thing to talk about.
Never
We
ends. Never
said
ends.
there'd be 4 ships this year, didn't we?
Yep.
Should we show them and tell them what the next ship's going to be? Actually, tell them first and then let's show them.
Sure, okay. So, hello everybody. The next ship is going to be the Cobra Mark V.
The Mark V. Now, can we see the Cobra Mark V, please, producer Adam? She's beautiful.
Oh yes, she
She's B-E-A beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
I
Absolutely
don't want to
lovely.
talk to. I will absolutely ruin our flow here, but
Yeah.
I say this all the time, but genuinely, this replaces the Chieftain for me for a number of reasons, and players are probably already seeing this, but it's the cockpit. Is the first new cockpit we've done, right?
Yeah.
But we'll
get there, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
You're spoiling. Yeah.
Look at this ship,
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Look at her.
Yeah.
Zach, why did we pick the Cobra Mark V?
Sure. So as you all know already, we started this sort of wave of new ships with a combat ship, then we did a trade ship, then an explorer. So there was room there for a ship that sort of provided a sort of multi-role ship.
Yeah.
One that can do a decent, and I say a decent, a good job at everything.
Yeah.
So obviously the Cobra has traditionally done that. And we're coming up to the 10th anniversary of Elite Dangerous. The Cobra is probably the most iconic.
I'd say it's probably the most iconic. Yeah.
ship
I know
in
people
Elite.
start on a sidey, but I think the Cobra is the ship you would say, right?
Yeah, so in recognition of that anniversary, it felt like the best time to sort of bring the Cobra back and give it that modern take, so that it can
Such a good-looking ship.
So it can live alongside the new sort of wave of ships that we've got.
There we go. And I think we've guessed it already, but what size is the ship?
Yep, so as this is the year of medium ships, I saw somebody say the other day, so this is a medium ship. It's a little larger than the Cobra Mark III, but it is a medium.
Yeah, and why would you want, apart from the obvious, why would you want to have this ship?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of the Cobra Mark III, you're going to be a fan of this one. It's got obviously improved performance and stats, which we'll talk about at a later date, as we always do. But apart from that, I mean, it'll have the SEO capabilities that you would expect from a new ship. And I mean, look at it.
Look at it! Look at it!
Yeah.
Such a good-looking ship. And what we were talking about it. Tell me about the look. Where did this look come from?
Sure. So Chris and the team, as always, have done a great job with this one. I think when they designed the Mark III initially, they stuck very closely to the original wireframe vectors from the sort of 1980s version of the game. And with the Mark V, they've done a similar thing, but what they've done is actually imagine what the Cobra would have looked like if David had a bit more polygons available on his BBC Micro when he was working on the original Elite.
Do you know what? It's really sweet, but also, and this is why I love this design, because all the ships, as we've said before, like, David is like the George Lucas of Elites, but all this stuff goes to David. So he would have looked at this and he understood the inspiration and he's approved it. So yeah, maybe this was what was in David's mind way back in 1980 when we looked at the Cobra. But it's a wonderful looking ship.
Yeah, I mean, it's really sort of simple, it's contemporary, it's cutting edge. And yeah, it's just, I think it's a really nice
swear you
modern-
could sell cars.
Yeah,
It's simple,
yeah.
it's classic.
I'm so
the
used to
classic
selling
lines.
these ships at this point.
Let's talk about the cockpit.
Sure. I think the producer Adam can pull up there we go. So that is the cockpit. It is a new cockpit for the Cobra Mark V, and it gives us a chance to make some really meaningful changes compared to the Cobra Mark III. So as someone in chat has already pointed out, it's got a central pilot's chair, which is really nice.
Big fan of that.
Yep, it's got 2 multi-crew seats, and as you can you'll see when you get a shot from the inside, probably next month, but those sort of really wide, flat windows give you a great view.
So this is the thing, right? So when I was shown this, we are very lucky to see this getting made. It was either Curtis or it was Max was flying it, and the view from the cockpit, because obviously it's got the transparent bottom part of the cockpit as well, which you get in the Mandalay, where you look through the bottom as well. But it's the view, and he was flying through some ice rings, and he just tilted the Cobra Mark V, and I was like, my God, I'm in love with this ship. Like, it's beautiful, because the cockpit is where you live, but most of the 90% of the time you live in the cockpit, right? So it's such a great ship.
Yep. So yeah, that is the Cobra Mark V, and it will be coming this year.
There we go. So look, that's kind of all we've got time for on Elite. But can I have the wonderful Chantels can run back just so we can say goodbye? We're going to run past camera. We're going to do something that's terrible. We're going to do it anyways. There we go. Magic. Look, listen, it's been a great show. Really enjoyed today. It's been wild for many reasons. We've talked about a lot of stuff. We've gone through Planet Coaster 2 releasing next week, November 6th. We went and looked at a standalone water park to show that it was viable. We did a deep dive asset live, travelling between floors and talking to different people in the building. We talked about Planet Zoo. We gave a load of swag. And then we sat down with Zach and we talked about Power Play. We talked about the Mandalay coming tomorrow. We talked about Ascendancy coming tomorrow. We talked about the new feature for Elite Dangerous, which is system colonisation. And we're going to talk more about that next month. And then we premiered and showed off the brand new Cobra Mark V. I'm honestly, chat, I'm buzzing. This is such a great year for a Frontier fan to have been through. This year's been fantastic, and we're not finished yet. So listen, everyone, thank you so much as always for tuning in. I hope you grabbed your drops. I hope to see you on the streams throughout this coming week, and we'll see you on the next show, Wednesday, 27th November. Love you all. Goodbye. Mwah.